a needed offense. And rest assured that the gospel of Jesus Christ is offensive. It screams at you that you're not good enough. It screams at you that there's a standard of living that you must reach that you cannot do on your own. That there's a standard of living that God expects called holiness that you can't do on your own. It's calling this out to you. And try as you might, you'll never reach those requirements. It's saying you can't earn your way into heaven. And you need to be forgiven of your past. And you need to be forgiven today. And guess what? When you wake up tomorrow, you know what you're going to need? You're going to need to be forgiven then too. And that is an offensive message. I don't know what is if that isn't offensive. How many of you guys remember that Oprah TV show back in 2004? And she gave out cars. I don't watch Oprah, but I've seen that enough times, right? It's on YouTube. You can go home and for you kids that don't know who Oprah is, Anyway, you can go watch it on YouTube. And what she did is she basically got 11 people up on stage, and she lied to them why they were there. And all 11 were teachers. And she got up there, and she looked at them, and she said, guys, you guys are all teachers. You work so hard, and you're all in need of one thing. You need a car because your current car is broke. And I want to give you something today. So you're all getting new cars. And all the people were jumping up and down, and they were so happy, and there's tears coming from their face. And then they paused the entire thing. And this was the largest TV giveaway in the history of television up to like a week ago. All right? This was the largest one. And they all sit there, and they're all happy about their car. And then she gets over here like a great infomercial, and she says, but wait, there's more. There's 11 people up here, and I have 12 cars. And one of you today will be walking out with a car. And they had all these little gift boxes, and they were all full. They said one of them has a key to a brand new car. And they're giving it out to the whole audience, and everybody's sitting there, and they're kind of shaking it, trying to figure out, do they have a car in there or not, what happens. And she says, okay, when I say go ahead and open up the car. Go ahead and open up the box. And she goes and she opens up, they all start opening up the box, and guess what's in all the boxes? Keys. She gave it to the entire studio audience. It was like 200 people. It was like $8.4 million. Worth of new vehicles. And they're all shouting, they're like, car. And she's shouting, she's like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. She's shouting. And there's pandemonium breaking out. It's great. Well, the gospel is kind of like that. The gospel's, there's no boxes under your seat, guys. I hate to let you know right now. We don't have that kind of budget. But if you get under basically the gospel's like that. You want to know how the gospel is? You're a sinner, and you're a sinner, and you're a sinner, and you're a sinner, and you're a liar, and you're a thief, and you're, ooh. How'd that feel? Somebody in here is going, I'd rather have a car. No, that's the gospel. That's the gospel. You're a sinner. You're a sinner. You're a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. And after your death will come judgment, and that judgment is eternity. And some people think it's an eternity separated from God. Oh, no, it's not. It's an eternity in the presence of God's wrath. It's an eternity in the presence of God's wrath. And that's a terrible thing. And you say, how do you know that? Psalm 139. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, it's Hebrew word for hell. Behold, you are there. So God is omnipresent. We sometimes say, God is here. He's always here. He's always here. He's everywhere. It's the presence of his wrath. But the promise remains in John 3:16. For God so loved the world that as much he gave his only one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him will not perish but will have eternal life. God sent his Son into the world not to judge the world, but to save the world through him. And just like Oprah, now you can become a child of God. 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 Everyone can become a child of God. Everyone can become a child of God. Everyone can be redeemed. Everyone can be reconciled to the Father. Everyone can have that new life. Everyone can have it. There's no distinction between Jew or Gentile. Everyone can have it. And that's the promise of the gospel. Anyone can be redeemed, and everyone can be redeemed. My God, that's a great promise. That's much better than Oprah giving out some cars.